What up, guys? Mr. Schwahoozy here. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to get this done as quickly as possible. So if this video seems a little bit rushed, that's why. I don't have a lot of time. Okay. I just got back from seeing Infinity War for the second time in IMAX. And I gotta say, for those of you who were looking to see this movie in IMAX, I totally recommend. 100% recommend seeing this in IMAX. It's just, like, I didn't realize how crisp this movie was. And how loud it was. It was a loud movie. Like, it was crazy how loud it was. The light in here is just not working for me right now. I'm just using a lamp, so that's why it's bad. Okay. So, I gotta say, I totally recommend seeing it in IMAX. It's awesome. Okay. Spoiler time. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Thanos wasn't messing around. Thanos wasn't messing, like, from the moment that we saw him, from the first moment we met him, he wasn't messing around. He wasn't messing around at all. He killed Loki right off the bat. And I'm pretty sure Loki's dead. He killed Loki and Heimdall right off the bat. And he had 2 Infinity Stones before this movie had even introduced its 4th character. Right? Like, we were introduced to Thor and Loki. And then Hulk. And that's it. No, Thor. No, yeah, Thor, Loki, Hulk, and that was it. Cause then he got the stone in his thing, in his gauntlet. He got the power stone in the gauntlet. I think it was the power stone, the blue one. He got in his second cartridge right here, and then Heimdall sent the Hulk to Earth. Yeah. Wow, the lighting is really bad. Holy cow. You know, give me 1 second. Maybe I can solve that. Well, that works. Nah, that's not bad. You can at least see this side of my face now. Anyway, so yeah. Like, he was not playing around. Like, he was doing stuff that... I got the marble in there somewhere. Here we go. He was doing stuff that was just out of this world. Literally, out of this world. He was in space. And this movie picked up right where it left off in Thor. And it just kept going. And it kept going. And it kept going. And you don't feel this movie's age. Because, you know, from the first time we're introduced to Thanos. And he takes off the armor. And the guy, I can't remember his name. I only remember him by Squidward. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Was like... Sir Thanos, no one has ever had the power to wield one infinity stone, let alone 2. And then Thanos picks it up. It's like, whoa. You know, it sounds like Star Wars or something. But you guys know what I'm talking about. He got the stones, turn it around in his gauntlet, making a cool shot. You know, stuff like that. And it was just phenomenal. Like, what other spoilers can I talk about? Trying to think of the big ones. Because I may have a second video coming up. I don't know if this is title part 1 or not. I don't know. Anyway. It was just crazy. The way everything worked out. And just, like, the very ending. I gotta talk about the ending part, right? Who do you guys think is really dead in this movie, right? I'll name you off as many deaths as I can off from memory. Because I need a list. Okay, I'll see what I can do. So Loki died at the very beginning of the movie. And then it was Heimdall. And then it was Gamora. And then it was all of Thanos' lackeys, but they're definitely dead. And then it was Winter Soldier. And then it was Black Panther, Falcon, Wanda, Vision, Groot, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Mantis, Quill. Can't remember her name right now. Not Nebula. Can't remember his name right now. Drax. I think that's it. And then all the soldiers. Oh, Nick Fury and Till in the post-credit scene. I think that was everything. I named Groot. I think that's everyone. Yeah. So, what do you guys think happened? I'm going to make a video later on this month, maybe on next month, about what I think happened to everyone that died and who I think is going to return, who I think is not, because people have to return, right? Like, oh man, like, the way they kind of just floated off like that, it just came out of the blue, I thought. It just happened so fast. And it was just like, he snapped his fingers, and then Thor was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And then, we had that scene with young Gamora in the Soul Stone. Well, we don't know if it was in the Soul Stone, but it's pretty obvious it was in the Soul Stone, considering the background was orange. Yeah. And then we got, what else do we got? Trying to think. This is going to be the thumbnail for the video. That's what YouTube will pick until I get an actual thumbnail up in a few hours. Oof, yikes. Better not make any big faces then. Let's see. What else do we got? Yeah. So, I gotta say that originally, Spider-Man's death was the saddest because of just how much pain he was in. He's like, "Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling well." And he grabbed onto him and he's like, "I don't want to die. I don't want to go. I don't want to go." And he's like, he lay him down and he's like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And he just disappeared, which was, I gotta say, that really tugged at the heartstrings at first. But now, after seeing it a second time with more information that I have, so that maybe I can look for things more. Hearing that Groot's final word before he evaporated, before he misted away or disappeared, I may say just evaporated because it's easier, but before he disappeared, was Dad, and he said that to Rocket. That's deep. That really tugged at the heartstrings. Oh, my hair's messed up. That really hurts. That hurts a lot. That wasn't a fun thing to hear about how his last word was Dad. I mean, he just says, "I am Groot." And then, Rocket's like, "No, Groot, no." And it just fades away. Oh, Doctor Strange. I forgot about Doctor Strange. He also faded away. Because he gave up the Time Stone after Tony got stabbed. Doctor Strange. I said Doctor Strange, right? Not Tony Strange. I meant to say Doctor Strange. If I didn't say it first time. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty awesome. Let me get this out of the way. Give me just a sec. Here we go. There we go. Out of the way. There we go. Anyway. So. Yeah, that was pretty big. And he was like, I had to. And I think that was the only way. I think that was the only way that they won. And, man, the battle on Wakanda is, I think, trying to think between that and the fight, the airport scene in Captain America Civil War. I'm trying to figure out which one was the best fight scene. Trying to think. They were both phenomenal. I'm also counting the Wakanda fight scene when they were fighting Thanos in the forest. I'm also counting that as a Wakanda fight scene. You know what? I think that's the third best fight, to be honest with you. Because I forgot about the fight on Titan with everyone who was on Titan. Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, most of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Nebula was there too for a bit. Iron Man. Yeah, I think that was it. That was all that was there. I think that one is the... I think that one is the second best. Shit. Trying to think. You know what? All three fight scenes were amazing. I gotta tell you, all three fight scenes were on point. And I gotta say, the one on Titan was definitely the best one of this movie because it utilized the characters so well. I found the one on Wakanda, as awesome as it was still lacking that character development, the character interaction side. I mean, they interacted like when Steve and Thor were talking, and he was like, I see you got a new haircut. And Thor was like, I see you copied my beard. And then the Cap's like, I think he does this, just try to cover it, but I think he also kind of loves it at the same time. I think that was, the character interactions there during the battle were definitely better. But I think that the fight itself and the way that the characters utilized each other, like Peter Quill utilized Doctor Strange's platforms and his portal was like boom and it disappeared the back, and you're like boom and it was like woo, stuff like that. Yeah. Pretty sweet. What else do we got? What other spoilers can I spoil for you all? So that some of you hate me. Stan Lee cameo. Stan Lee cameo was pretty funny. It's like, you guys never seen an alien spaceship before? I do wonder if he retains the memories of all his cameos. That'd be pretty good. I wonder what happened to him. If he got erased or not. Because that would have been a cool Stan Lee cameo. Maybe if he had two of them, that'd be cool. But he doesn't want to play the same character in two of them. Anyway, yeah. Trying to think. I just saw this like an hour ago. So, yeah. Let's see. We're gonna think of another. Oh! Yeah, I think the story progressed really well. Like I said, it doesn't feel like it's time. And I think that the way they jumped around locations was really awesome. Because you're like, like, this has been on Wakanda on Earth for a bit. It's like, boom, back to Titan. Where Thanos is doing this and throwing an entire moon at people. And it's like, jump to Thor forging Stormbreaker and almost dying. And then cut back to Wakanda, where Okoye, Scarlet Witch, and Black Widow fighting the lady with the horns, the blue up here, and the horns, and then fight, and then come back to Tony Stark just beating the crap out of Thanos, and then Thanos has one scratch right here, and it's like, all that for a single drop of blood. And it punches him in the face and tears his armor apart, and it's just crazy. And then it jumps back to, the thing is complete, the axe is complete, and then Groot is like, I am Groot. And then it, and he entangles his fingernails or his fingers to make the axe come together to two parts. He makes them come together. He chops it off, and it comes and it's levitating. And Thor is passed out. His hand kind of trickles a bit like this, and it's like he's calling it. And then cut back to Titan, where Tony Stark gets stabbed in the chest, and then he almost dies. But he has to give. But then Doctor Strange gives up the Time Stone, and it's like, and then Thanos grabs it, puts it in. He's like, one more to go, and then he disappears. And then Star-Lord's like, did we just lose? Yeah, did we just lose? And it's like, whoa. And then we got, and then it cuts back to Wakanda, where, the Thor comes in, and I gotta say, I noticed this in the actual theaters too, but I noticed it especially in IMAX, I think because of the size of the screen, and I'd already seen it before, so I wasn't just in such shock as I was before, but I realized that Thor especially, Thor especially in this movie looked really good and really crisp. Not like the image you're seeing right now of me. But if you go back and watch the movie, or even just clips that people have pirated, you could probably find them on Instagram or YouTube somewhere. In the Wakandan fight, especially when he comes in and the axe just goes just through a bunch of people. And then, he comes back like, and the Bifrost comes down and destroys everybody. I gotta say, he looked so good, so clean, and so crisp. He looked almost, not fake, but unreal. Like you could tell it was him, and it wasn't like bad CG or anything, which I kind of noticed with Thanos, but it wasn't. But Thanos didn't have bad CG. Anyway, yeah. And just like, Thor's cape looked so nice. It looked so red. Like, not like the pink that you're seeing now on this, even though this is supposed to be red, but it shows up as pink. I don't know why, but it's red. I promise you it's red. I haven't washed it or anything. It shows red. Anyway, I just realized that now, actually. If I turn off this light, give me a sec. Oh, let's turn on the light. Actually, that does give a bit more. I think that gives it less. Oh! Now you can't see me now. There we go. Now you can't see my face. Okay. Anyway. That's a bit more color. There we go. I'll just stand like this the entire time. Anyway. So yeah. I thought he looked so crisp. And his lightning looked so blue. And so white. And just so... It looked so good. You could tell that the visual effects team spent a lot of time perfecting Thanos, the locations, and Thor in that Wakandan battle. Because Thanos looked really good. He looked real. There were a couple things that I found off about him, at least in the first round. but I thought that it was so good the way that they did, and like you could tell, like it looked like he wasn't just a 6 foot tall man. It looked like he was a 10 foot tall behemoth alien warlord bent on destroying half the universe with the snap of his fingers, just like that. Ooh, he does it in the end. I didn't realize that the first time I watched it. I thought that, after Thor stabs him in the chest with the hammer, and he's like, you should have gone for the head. I thought he just closed his fingers. I thought it was like a psh. Oh, sorry, it was the left hand, so psh, like that. That was just a close of the fingers, like he would be doing for the rest of the movie. And they made a point of that too. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a close of the fingers, but a bunch of my friends were telling me that it was actually a snap. And now that I see it a second time, he does snap his fingers. It's very dramatic snap too. I can't believe I didn't miss it. I can't believe I missed it, sorry, the first time. Like, it is a blatant snap. Like I'm better with my right hand. Let's do that. Like, he has it, and then they close just a bit, and then you have the one finger up, and the other finger is closed in, and then when it's coming from the back, to kind of look like this or something. And he's got a gigantic hand, right? And it's like, and it kind of ends almost like a boom, like a pew, like that, like a boom. And it ends up like this at the very end. It's like, boom, oh man, he snapped his fingers. It's like, boom. And then it cuts to the outside of the small forest that they're in. And it's like, and Thor's like, what did you do? Except he sounded a lot more masculine than that. More like, what did you do? Yeah, cannot do a good Thor impression of what did you do screaming out loudly. My parents would be disappointed in me. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's how he destroys the universe, and then just everything that happened in this movie. Like, I wish I could talk about so much, but I'm just such in awe with seeing it a second time. Like, I dropped my Shakespeare on the floor. Shakespeare, right? Yeah, Shakespeare. Like, I'm in such awe of what the Russo brothers were able to accomplish by balancing the characters. Like, the most guy who had screen time was Thanos, and he only had 29 minutes, right? Keep in mind that this movie is 2.5 hours long, right? I'd say it's about, let's say it's, you know what, let's be generous and say it's 2 hours. And then the credits plus the end credit scene is half an hour. It's not that. But let's just be generous and say it is. He's still only in it a quarter of the movie. 1/4 of the movie, right? That's 1/4. I don't know how else to say this. Do I have a blank piece of paper around here? Yeah. Give me a sec. This works. Do I have another piece of paper? I don't really want to ruin this one. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Let me check my drawer. No, I don't think I do have another piece of paper. Anyway, I'll just draw on this one. It's just a French test. I failed. It's no big deal. Anyway, let's draw this out here. There we go. You see this red part that's shaved in right here? We got this part, this part, this part, this part. This part shaded in here. That's how much time he was in the movie. Right? And not even. Like, maybe, like, if this is here, he got, like, maybe, you know, make this a bit bigger. You know. Like, he maybe got, like, 29 minutes, 2.5 hour movie. Like 2.5 hour movie. The credits until about 15 minutes. That's 2 hours, 15 minutes. I'm not great at math, so I'm just making up random numbers here. He got, let's do another square. All right, he got maybe. There we go. This amount of time. Which doesn't look like that much to this. But in the whole grand scheme of all of this, and you only give your main bad guy this much time in a this much movie, and he still makes as much a difference as he does in the movie by killing off and eliminating. I'm not saying that the people who turn to dust, ash, or leaves are dead, because I don't think most of them are dead. But are you telling me that the characters that actually died in this movie came from that? Came from him, who was only in there for half an hour long. And that's not that much. Like I said this before. Like I just said this now. That's not a lot of time that your main bad guy is still in there. And he can make that much of a difference. The last bad guy, from my recent memory, who's been in a movie as less than he is and has still made such a big difference on, I'm not going to say pulp culture, but on just the movie in general, and fans of the movie, is Darth Vader. When he only had half of this, either this half or this half of the of Empire, not Empire. I can't remember what the fourth Star Wars movie's called, or the first one. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. I'm still too wrapped up in Marvel stuff. But he had 15 minutes in his first movie appearance. And he is arguably, if not the best movie supervillain of all time. And he was only in 15 minutes of the first movie, which is the best, highest grossing movie in that series. Yeah. The highest grossing movie in that series. Not the best in my opinion, but it's the highest grossing. Pretty sure it is. It broke some record. It's like the third best movie of all time or something. Fifth best movie of all time. But, I'm just saying that Thanos, for the amount of time he was in this movie, it's just insane. The amount of damage he did. And we're not talking about, hero killed hero, and Thanos is like, ha, that was my doing. No. Nobody killed themselves in this. There was a couple light battles, but everyone came out fine. Hardly without a scratch. But, Thanos strangled Loki, He didn't kill Heimdall. But, yeah, I think he ordered it. But Heimdall wasn't that big of a key player in the MCU, He was kind of a forgotten character in my mind, But he strangled Loki, the best supervillain that the MCU has had so far. He dropped Gamora off a cliff. He beat the shit out of the Hulk. Made the Hulk scared. He made the Hulk scared. He beat Thor. He wiped out half the universe. What else did he do? He beat the shit out of everybody who he encountered. And again, only had one scratch on him. And I'm pretty sure the mark from Thor's axe going through him was fine. You know, that healed up. He killed Vision. He actually did kill Vision. Because he ripped the soul, not the soul stone, the mind stone. The mind stone out of Vision's head. After he turned back time, he ripped it out. He decimated Wanda, Captain America, destroyed Tony's armor, broke Star-Lord, he broke my heart, that's for sure. Man, Marvel has done such a good job of hyping him up through the years. And to be honest, I thought the movie was gonna be good. I had my sort of doubts when they only released one trailer, and then a month before the movie released, they released another one. But it was still awesome, so they erased all doubts. But the one doubt I had was the villain, and the villain had to be no other villain before. He had to be he had to be so much better than Loki, so much better than Killmonger, so much better than Hela, better than Ultron, better than the Avengers themselves, better than Red Skull, and better than, all the other villains, but the most notable one is better than Zemo. All of those, I think, are the greatest villains in the MCU so far. And Thanos, they're all, Loki, who I think is the best, is, here, let's say, where this thing is, where this old iPod is, he's about, let's say, here. Yeah, here on the list, everyone else is below him, I think Killmonger, and then Hela, and then Red Skull, and then Ultron, in that order. And then we got, then Zemo's below Ultron. And then, let's say this is Loki. Let's say this is Thanos. Thanos is he's all the way up here. You can't see it. I'll back up a bit. Give me a sec. I don't know, as far as I can upwards. He's up, there we go. He is where the tip of my pen is. Right up here. I don't even know if you guys can still see it anymore. But that's how far away he is. And that is crazy to think that he's so far away from everyone else on the list. That he is so much better than everyone else on the list. It's crazy. Man, there's not enough I can say about him. And I'll make a video pertaining to him eventually. But it's just so good. Anyway, I'm going to scooch forward a bit. Show off Marvel one more time. Okay, I gotta go. My time is up. I should have finished a while ago, but my time is up. So guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.